I figure I should do an update. I decided to move it off center. I want the stove to be off to the side so I can still bake on the other side. My cast iron pans fit under here. I can bake down there, but I wanted to be able to put something bigger in there. So the hole was in the center, but I've made this flange piece, and this will go through to the back. I'll get to that in a second. And then the stove will plug in to the oven just like that, and then it will try to do this little look through the camera. Hook onto there. Yeah, I'll just pull tighter than that. It's just not fitting. Anyway, there will be it will get stuck permanently. There will be a high temperature gasket. There's a high temperature gasket right here. Well, it'll be on this side. So that when I tighten the nut down on the flange, it'll I think I'm gonna drill that out more. That's annoying. Anyway, it'll seal it off. So, anyway, this goes through. Let's see if we can get it in there. This goes through the back side. Hello, you're back. Like that. I've got this steel plate here that is going to mount. Wait a minute, upside down. Oh boy, this is hard to do with a camera in my hand. There we go. It's gonna mount right to there. I'm gonna weld it. So it'll be all my seams will be welded. Other than that one spot I showed you, there'll be a high temperature gasket. Because I have no choice unless I don't ever want to take my stove out. So I'll weld that. And then I'll tack weld this so that it's held to the stove. And then stay. Then there's this other piece that I fabricated. Anyway, this other piece that I fabricated that'll go up. I'm not going to work it up there right now because I have to do a little bit of yoga. It'll mount to that, and I will weld the seams all the way around so that it's smoke tight. I was going to say airtight, but I don't really care about air. It's the smoke. And then this will come up through here. And the other piece will come up through there as well. This will all go together, and I will weld that. And you can see that it tapers. See how it's tapering? The reason that they both sides taper, and the reason that is because once they're welded together, if you bulge this out and the other side out, so it's 3 inches wide, it'll pull that in, so it's parallel. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to, there it is. I've made this piece of stainless steel that I've got to weld together into a round collar, and that will go down into that expanded bulge, and this will go in there. I'll weld that, and then I'll have these two top parts will be open. I'll have to make pieces. Little funky shaped pieces, but they'll be symmetrical, and then I'll weld those in there. So when I'm all done, I can plug my stovepipe into this piece, and from that point on down, all the seams will be welded, so I won't have any leakage of smoke, except for that one spot where I said there'll be a gasket. And I've cleaned this surface up very nicely, so it should mate really good with that flange. And with this whole arrangement, which was it's a little more complicated than I was originally going to do, but after I kind of analyzed things, I realized that the way I was going to do it opened up too many situations that can go wrong. And I've already been blown up once. I think I said that. I don't want to burn myself down with a wood stove. So I pulled the stove out of his Lita, put it in the dinghy, brought it ashore, and now I'm doing it in a little bit more bulletproof way. So this thing can't fall out. It's going to be bolted in there, and then everything else will be welded. And I think that pretty much wraps it up.